Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 8th of April. So looking at, I'm going to start off looking at the euro dollar here as ever. Actually, just before I talk about the euro dollar, a couple of things to bear in mind today. We've got, we've had, I beg your pardon, yesterday FOMC minutes. Very little in there to give any surprises, so that's out, done, dusted. So it's really keeping with the party line. Everything was pretty much in line with what has been said by many of the Fed speakers. So today, news-wise, there's only Fed Chair Powell speaking himself at 5 p.m. this afternoon. So nothing there to discuss, leaving us with a clear diary. Now, we've got a clear diary in terms of economics of any significance, but we've then got, I'm just looking at the euro, and I was just looking at the FX options that expire today. We've got a bundle sitting at 1800, 1840. And when I say a bundle, we've got 1.9 billion at 1800. 1840 we've got 1.5 billion, and then at 119, so we're straddling current price then on that basis. So 118.40 around about here, and then 119, we're sort of straddling this price level. It's 1.9 billion up there. They're quite significant sums. Now we could just find ourselves with the euro just stuck in this sort of range today. It was very rangy for large parts of yesterday. It was a 30 pip move. It eventually picked out there, but very rangy markets. I wouldn't be totally shocked if we don't see it stuck within that range. If it does get a push in either direction, the other point, if it's the high side here, if that remains, that becomes resistance, and this becomes support if we're pushing through that way. But at the moment, as I said, the options are sitting there, and they could well provide resistance for today and support. So watch out for that between 118, 119 really, and 118.40. So it's quite a sizable amount sitting there. Okay, that's on the euro. With nothing else to move these markets, they could, as I say, hold in there more. Okay, aside of that on the market, I'm just looking at what's going on here. It's very, very bitty overnight trading on the euro. As much as I'm bullish on it, and it might just hold up here and push upwards, I just get a feeling it's going to be another choppy morning. Cable now, I've got a bit of different plan on this. It's having a bit of a rally short term at this stage when you look at it from a daily perspective, coming down the time frame. So it's a bit of a flag. It's producing made itself a bit of a bear flag here, and I am just looking to see if we get a break of the lows of this flag. So really, that's all I'm looking for is a bit of a signal today. If we can get a break of that low, I would be looking back towards the lows of this move, maybe even further. We do have the S1 and the sort of second profit target looking around about 136.92. So that's what I'm looking for on cable. Yen. So I've got a bit of data missing here. You just say a dot effectively. I'm looking for the yen to see if it can. I'm also just looking at options today at 109.50 and 109.75. So they're above. No, beg your pardon. They're sitting around about where price is at the moment. 109.50, 109.75. Be interesting to see if this. They're not that massive actually. It's only 800 million and 900 million. So not overly large sizes actually. If they're into the billion side of things, it's more significant, but all the same, it may provide support around this area here. It's sort of sitting below, just may provide support for the yen there. Looking down the time frames then here on the yen, well, consolidated around where it is in a downward move. Generally we'd expect that to break and continue. Now, with those options sitting there, they may be defended. We saw it yesterday. We had options sitting at 110 and a bit higher up around about 109. I think it's 109.50, and it was only late on the afternoon after they expired that we saw the yen absolutely just selling off there. Now, as I say, the direction at the moment is pushing to the downside. that may just provide support for today at least. It's not that many, but it might. Just be aware, you may need to be a bit more patient. Aussie dollar, the Aussie dollar is chopping away here where it's sitting at the moment. I think it's got as much chance of falling as it has rising, but well, it's a right old mess. And at one stage I thought, well, this is going to push on. Yeah, it looked like it had some more potential upside, but it is just, I mean, last week, well, it found it easier to sell than anything else, and we could see a similar sort of basis here. But any weakness coming through on this market, it may be worth selling into it. But at the moment, it's I'm just coming, sorry, I've just gone too far down the time frames there. Just looking, actually, it has put it on the shorter time frame here, 60 minutes. It has put a higher low in, and well, not looking too unhealthy at the moment. It may just hold up. Okay, that's the Aussie. Canadian dollar, really looking this more end of day than anything else personally. Back into its daily 50, having a bit of a reaction back off that again, and we seems a bit of the just looking at a bit of the theme that goes with the Canadian dollar. It had held up pretty well. It's broken its trend here, lower high, so the US dollar just softening a little bit at the moment. But if we see that reverse, well, it's almost like with a potential drawing a couple of lines across the highs here, and that might give a break point of for the buy opportunity. Okay. That's Canadian dollar. Looking elsewhere, euro yen I quite like often, but it's in quite I'll just show you on a 60 minutes. It's quite messy at the moment. It might develop into something later, but for now, quite a choppy score over the last day or two. Okay, looking elsewhere then, S&Ps. So the S&P's pushed up again yesterday as expected. Let's just bring the dailies out here. So we can constantly making new highs on the S&Ps. Let's just come down the time frames, and you just see yesterday just sort of 4-hourly picture, just a break of the highs there, off it's pushed again. I would imagine traders are getting short like there's no tomorrow on this, and will keep on getting stops out. Maybe we'll see a bit more of a correction from this sort of move we've had here, but that may only give opportunities for traders to buy into this. So watch for continued upside at the moment on the S&Ps. Gold, he says we'll get the gold, that would be good. So gold is just sitting in the consolidation pattern at the moment. It's got potential to push up towards its monthly R1, maybe even that 50, but it's really tight range over this week so far. It does look like it's got the potential to continue its ride to the upside, but it's quite rangy. Okay, that's pretty much that. Oil. So no surprises here. Oil basically sitting in its range, not really doing too much at all. But the more it sits here, the more I think it's towards the lower. It's to a downside move, and I just think at some point it's going to just push back and continue to the downside. So let's just move down to the 4-hourly. Just looking here, just looking like it's going to roll to the downside. Okay. Shadab, sorry, we can't have that sort of, I don't know what you're trying to do there, but let's just remove that. Okay, John Lewis, is the Nasdaq looking toppy on the 8-hour chart? I haven't got a Nasdaq on here. It's I don't. He says I don't have the Nasdaq to actually, or I don't have the feed. I don't trade the Nasdaq personally, so it's I have no feed for it. I can quickly have a look elsewhere. Just I don't even have the Nasdaq on there, so I'm sorry I can't answer that question. I just don't have the feed to hand at the moment. Okay, right. Okay, sorry, just looking at oil. So then just looking at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has just come out the time frames here to look at Bitcoin, and well, just rolling over a little bit more yesterday. Just came short of, actually we've still got a gap on this futures market, and I do wonder if that will get filled. But just looking at the cash as I speak here, it's just run into the cash here. Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin, yeah, it's showing the same recovery on the cash, of course. It's okay during the week. I'm just looking. I still wonder whether we'll see another break of the 60 area. We've got this sort of wedge pattern that's across here and rising wedge, so it's looking like it's got some more potential. I am seeing a couple of banks suggesting, and a couple of traders suggesting that's it for Bitcoin for now, but they've said that quite a few times. Looking at the other majors there, Ethereum capturing a bit of a recovery, and XRP, Ripple, which has had some good old times, broke through a couple of days ago, broke through the one to one area, or one area, $1 area, and is pushing back towards that right now. It's had a sort of a pop up there, dropped through a little bit, but pushing back up at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I wish you a great day. Sorry, John. You're looking at S&Ps, looking. They've looked toppy for a long time. I would suggest these markets. I wouldn't personally, you trading with a 4-hour time frame, so 8-hour time frame. Sure. I don't even have that set up. Let me have a look. 8 hours. No. Let me just have a look on a weird old time frame some people trade at, but there we are. 8-hour time frame. So well, I don't see that that's any more toppy than what we've seen elsewhere in this market in other times. I just think it's just showing the sign of a breakout. If you think that's toppy, well, for me it's just another potential to shove up again. Has it got divergences there? It has got a bit of divergence running across there. Maybe that'll be its definitely. Yes, arguably it's got a bit of divergence on both the MACD and the RSI. Not surprising, it's consolidated for quite a time between the two highs. That will give us a divergence naturally. I wouldn't bet against this if that's what you're looking for. Personally, I think that the best bets are on the retracements, looking for the long side at the moment. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.